Hello. I knew that was going to be weird immediately. Welcome back to
Hot Dad's Pod.
I am your co-host, Gracie Canaan. You can find me at Save Gracie Canaan. Who are you?
I am your other co-host. I'm Maria Heinegg. You can find me at Maria Heinegg, MariaHeinegg.
On all the things. And where can they find us?
On Instagram at Hot Dad's Pod. You can also email us at hotdadspod@gmail.com with your complaints and your dick pics and
other people's dick
whatever
pics.
else.
And also, we didn't plug this last time, but guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, fucking rate and review us. If you're tuning in for the
review, like, share,
subscribe. All the things. We have we're doing the Lord's work here.
We
really need the people to know.
Definitely.
And with that, we're going to bring on our fucking awesome guest for today, Raanan Hershberg.
Good to be here.
Hey.
Comedian extraordinaire. Do you go by any other titles, pronouns?
I should have.
Nicknames?
I should have. I'd have fans if my name was
whatever.
Not,
you
impossible.
have fans.
I sent a dick pic once when I was in college to this girl I was seeing. And I typed in her, I guess we were on Facebook, so I had to type her number in. And I typed in the wrong number. It just went to someone else.
Just send a dick pic out into the world.
I don't know who. Could have been a
They
serious
never
crime,
responded?
That's
incredible.
No response ever?
No response. Yeah.
I feel like maybe in 10 years, you're going to have someone show up to your door and be like, I got your dick pic, and then my phone died.
Well, they'd have to recognize it. I guess they could.
They could have spent this whole time tracking.
They'd have to recognize it.
Looking for my dick all over the world.
What'd your girlfriend say? Did you text her and you're like, what'd you think? And then she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. I just remember doing it and being like, wow, I can't believe that's out in the ether. And then I started thinking of what's the legal, what if it just goes on to a kid's phone?
Oh,
and just send a dick to a kid?
I did not think about that. That's
I know. I'm
that's pretty horrible.
It's better that the kid has a picture of your dick
than
the other way around.
It's not child porn.
Yeah, exactly. He just has adult porn.
Give them where they can find you on the internet.
On the sex offender registry.
Tell them where they can find your dick pics.
You can find me at Raanan Comedy, RAANAN Comedy. And that's my Instagram. My website's myname.com.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, great.
That was a dick pic story. That's what I chose to open with.
Did I ask you how to
it.
pronounce your last name and then I fucked up your first name? Is that what
well, it's funny when you ask me to pronounce, because it was clear you just didn't know how to spell it, I feel like. Because it's Hersh.
Oh.
You're basically asking if there's an H in it. You're like, how do I pronounce your name? Hershberg or Hershberg?
Yeah.
And it's like that's kind of a weird way of saying how do you spell my name?
And then I botched your first name.
Well, that's how people do it. They focus on one and then the other one fucking gets at them.
Well,
by
I nailed it, so I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, you nailed it.
But there's two A's, so to me it just makes sense that that's where you would drag it out.
It's a real curse, my name, because everyone wants to pronounce it correctly and is very sensitive.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because
I actually, honestly, would rather people not
worry about it.
But everyone's like,
yeah,
we got to do it correctly.
Give it a shot.
I don't want to get canceled. You look like you must be something.
Well, it's extra inexcusable for me because my last name is Canaan.
I know, it sounds like my name.
Right. And so if you line
you're
them
not
up, if you line up, you're right. But I'm saying I have one of those tricky
double A's.
I've always felt a weird bond with you because your last name is spelled similar to my name.
I know. Yet here I am out here asking you how to pronounce it and then being like, fuck you, no.
But yours is Canaan or
Aan, yeah.
Okay,
so I used to say Canaan growing up, and then when I was 18, my dad, Chris Canaan, friend of the pod, was like, actually, we've been saying it wrong for years and years and years, and now we must go forward into the world and correct the pronunciation of the Canaan name, my children. So now we say Canaan. So I switched it.
It should really be Canaan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Canaan is the old name for the area of Israel.
Oh, really?
But I don't know if that's where it came from.
Everyone tells me that I'm Israeli and Lebanese.
What are you?
And
I'm
half Indian.
Oh, you're half Indian.
Half Indian and then Greek and fucking white.
You're
whatever.
so vaguely ethnic.
I know. And then I went blonde.
Everyone who
AKA
sees you
brass.
is probably guys just they just want to ask, what are you?
Yeah. I mean, I've trying to phase out the mixed race jokes at this point because I look like a burp between burp and burr. But we did say on the last episode that because I am mixed, someone gave me Trevor Noah's autobiography, which is just about him being mixed race. And someone was like, hey.
And wasn't it from a mixed guy?
It was from a mixed guy.
He was like, you're mixed, I'm mixed, everybody's mixed. Let's read about it.
Well, it's a little different there, though. It was like kind of illegal or like apartheid, I guess, right?
Yes, yeah. That actually has a.
So you're half Indian.
I am, yeah.
I wouldn't have felt
but
that.
I'm
Now he
very
feels differently about you.
Yeah, I actually gotta go.
You're like, I wouldn't have agreed to this if I'd known.
Are you full?
I'm just a fucking American. I have a Hebrew name and I'm Jewish. So my name is more ethnic than I am.
Okay, you're not Israeli?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm from Kentucky.
I didn't know you're from Kentucky.
Yeah,
you and
I
Ariel
did.
Elias.
Yeah. We're from. I'm from Louisville.
Both
from
Kentucky
Lexington.
Jews.
Yeah. And when you look at our material, it's kind of funny. Like she's great, and we have so many similar jokes, and like we're both cool with it. But it is funny to show like how not unique comics are.
Yeah.
because
Like if they
we're
just
like
come from the same zip code.
yeah, we're like pretty good writers, I think. And then when I see her, I'm like, oh, I have that exact bit. And she had the same thing with me. It's just like Jew Kentucky just leads to a bunch of,
Yeah. What the fuck else are you supposed to talk about?
Yeah, but that just shows you like comics are not. Anytime that comic is like, oh, you took my bit, 98% of the time it's a comic who doesn't realize that most comedy is not unique.
Yeah.
Who doesn't understand that
Sure.
Like, you don't realize that we're all garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that most of it's like algorithmic. And like there's there are unique jokes and there are like, if you're like, if you have like a jacket off and mayonnaise with a bird shitting on your head.
Again, I feel like that's a joke I've heard 10 times.
Or whatever.
That
Typical-
exact-
Trying to think of something.
Typical joke.
I'm trying to think of something, koala bear blowing you.
It's like a very specific.
Oh my God.
I don't know, something specific.
Yes, Maria, for the first time, I did not bring up bestiality.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so
You're
proud of you.
welcome.
That'll
Thank
still be the
you.
clip, though. So.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
But for the most part, yeah, we're not unique.
I think
None
the
of
real
us.
question is where are you from, aka where are your parents from? That's
I don't even say. I just go, why are you brown?
Yeah. I shake people by the shoulders
It's
and I
crazy
go,
when
why are
people
you
say
like
that.
this?
Yeah.
'Cause I just say, why is your skin darker than mine?
Why
is that
are
a microaggression?
You different?
I go macroaggression.
That's a macroaggression. That is not.
Why
a
are you
microaggression.
other?
Explain yourself.
Well, I don't like to where are you from because then they pull out some Tennessee bullshit to
No.
fucking trick your ass.
Yeah.
You're like, that's not what I meant.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking trying to get in
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say that you'd probably say Pennsylvania or some
Yeah.
shit.
bitch?
But where are you? But you didn't ask me where you're from. I think you straight up were like, "What are?"
Yeah, I
what
know.
are
I
you?
skipped to where you're from because I
Yeah.
didn't want to get the fucking, the information I didn't need to fucking know.
No, who cares?
You think I'm
cares what
asking
my-
that because I sense you're from Pennsylvania?
I really want to know your school district.
Why
Oh my God.
why am I othering you right now? That's
Yeah.
the question.
Just for fun, for a good time, for a good
I
fucking
feel
time.
like I want to ask.
Macroaggressions.
Yes.
I want to start doing that to just like straight up white people.
I think macroaggressions. I think the other word for it is what is it? Racism?
Well, yeah. Well, I guess
Racist curiosity.
Yeah. The thing about where you from is it's only like a microaggression if the tone is like southern.
If you have anything's a
Like, where are
microaggression, if
you
throw
from? That's like a micro. Where are you from? That's not bad. Where are you from?
Where are you from? It depends on what you think the motivation of the person asking the question is. That's what makes it a microaggression. Like,
Right.
if you say, where are you from? And she goes, LA, that's not a microaggression. But if you ask, where are you from? And what you really mean is, well, where are you from? You know,
Right.
As someone who's been
that's-
asked
that's
that,
when
I
it's a
don't feel like it's a
microaggression.
microaggression against me, but I'm also just speaking on my behalf.
But that's well, first of all, a microaggression, right?
I'm speaking on my behalf as opposed to
whose behalf? Yeah,
know.
exactly.
A microaggression's silly anyway because you're just admitting it's not a big deal in the name. You're like, that's a microscopic aggression. That's an aggression I shouldn't even be bringing.
But the idea is that you get a bunch of microaggressions
And
all
then
the time, and then
Turns
that,
into one racist comment.
It's, it's a
over 7 years of your life.
It's layers of a lasagna
I
of
see.
othering you.
But I don't know. I guess it depends on the question because I do think where are you from? If someone's just curious, sometimes with like stuff like that, sometimes it is a microaggression, and other times the person's curious and the other person thinks you think you think it's shitty that they're from a different country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I'm just curious.
I don't ever take offense to what, but then again, I'm also not the cover person of a person of color.
She speaks for all.
I speak for every. Yeah, don't you love that when some person's like, I don't find this offensive, and then like someone on Fox News is like, look, we got one. They're the cover person.
Yeah.
You fucking liberal cucks.
I'm gonna use that. Anytime I ask someone where they're from, they get offended.
Be
I'm
like,
I have a half
Gracie.
Indian friend, and she said it was okay.
Yeah, I don't get.
She told me that I could do whatever I want.
Like, I've had people even in the last couple of years being like, you look exotic. And I'm like, I don't take offense to that.
Well,
I'm like, I think it sounds like unoriginal and it's like funny, but I'm not like, what makes me different than you?
Well,
like, I don't give a
exactly.
fuck. I'm like, thank you. So you're saying I'm hot.
I think at the end of the day, real racists aren't that curious.
Yeah.
I don't think racists, like real racists, just look at you and they're like, "Oh, what part?" They're just like, "Go back to Pakistan." They don't even care if they get it right. You know what I mean?
That would be so funny if someone's like, where are you from? And I'm like, India. And they're like, Southern or Northern? I'm like,
I
Southern.
hate
They're
a
like,
very specific
then you're
group.
fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. I only fuck with Madras people. But if you're Punjabi, I'm really gonna.
I think
It's
sometimes
racist.
they're vaguely curious. Like, for example, if they think you're an other, like a true racist, and they're like, but are you a Jew other? Like, I think they want to know sometimes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because they'd like to curate their
Jew
racism.
you have to be curious about because Jew isn't obvious.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to sniff out.
Isn't it though? No, I just
It's obvious with me, but you got to sniff out Jew. But if someone had brown skin, you can just be racist.
You
Yeah.
gotta
You know what I mean?
sniff
But
out
Jew is like a
Jews.
little bit of a
Sniff
You got to
out
figure that
Jews.
out. So it's not real curiosity.
You gotta
it's just,
look under the floorboards to
Yeah,
double check
well,
if they're
exactly.
Jewish.
Journalism. Just doing your due diligence.
Oh my god, your due diligence.
Due diligence.
Swear to God, that was a slip.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm from Kentucky. You're just fucking white.
Do you ever get asked that? Oh, that's actually another thing
That
that
feels
I've
like
done.
an accusation. I'm Cuban. I don't know if you knew that.
Are
but
you?
No.
I'd be like, don't assume.
I did
actually.
have a guy ask me that one time, and I was like, "Stop it!" You know.
Really thought you were Cuban? I
Yeah.
think they confused you with Irene Morales.
No, but like there are like very light skinned Cubans, so
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
that's why he asked. Well, and the time like my head was shaved and we were in a shadow. I mean, there were a lot of reasons. It was a cab driver.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had a hood over my head. I was speaking Spanish. It was all.
I mean, I do speak Spanish,
It
but I
was,
wasn't speaking
really?
Spanish with him, so there was no way for him to know.
Yeah, it sounds like he was pretty blind.
How dare you? How dare you? I like to tell people now that I'm Cuban presenting.
Where are you? You're like Aryan ethnicity, right?
I am
Well,
no,
let me-
Austrian. Oh, sorry.
Swedish?
no, I'm Austrian.
Austrian. Oh, you know.
My
Oh,
grandfather
Yeah.
was a Jew. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I'm not Aryan. Thanks so much.
Well, partly.
No. That's so.
What color are your eyes? Let me look at those eyes.
Yeah, are they blue?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
so
not looking
Austrian,
good.
Irish, English, and like a little bit French.
Did your
Just a
grandpa
wee bit.
Escape the Holocaust? Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
obviously, I guess.
Yeah. He managed to snake his way
Handed out
out.
some sperm and they're like, "Hey, bring the sperm to America."
Yeah.
Then he went into the gas chambers.
Yeah. Then they were like, get on the train.
My descendants must start running a podcast.
Yeah.
if it kills me.
Yeah.
But that's Austria. I mean, that was one of the first annexations. So that's
Yeah,
he had to
Vienna.
flee pretty quickly.
He was a doctor, and so he pretended that he was going on a trip for medical reasons, and packed one suitcase, left everything else. And my great grandfather was like pretty rich, like the Jews are, okay. And so they both escaped. And the way that my great uncle, so my grandfather's brother, got out was that he borrowed his friend's army jacket and he went to the passport office and like cut to the front of the line because he had the jacket on and he was demanded a passport and they were like, sir, and he was like, do you know who I am? And it totally
wow.
worked and he got
I guess you need that, sir. I would have died. So I would never.
Yeah.
I can't cut. I don't have cut the line confidence.
No, it's really, even if you're wearing a costume or whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't even cut the line in Auschwitz to the gas chamber.
that's what we're gonna call the episode, cutting the line at Auschwitz.
But you know when
You never snuck in anywhere? You don't have like talk yourself into a situation energy?
No, I have I'm pretty bad. For me to even go to a restaurant and ask to use the bathroom if I'm not buying something is like.
Well, you don't
oh my
ask.
God.
You just walk right in.
Yeah,
and
you
then
just
if
walk
someone
through
says,
like you're going to a table.
Yeah, you say I'm meeting a friend if anyone stops you. But you walk in, you look around, you take your headphones off, just go to the bathroom, and then leave,
I feel like you're speaking from a place of hot girl privilege.
No,
That was a nice little compliment.
Hot, ambiguously brown girl privilege.
You just go into the bank and take money.
Honestly, and then if someone catches you, you just say, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I thought this was my money.
And they say, it is now, sweetie. And I haven't had a job in 6 years.
Oh my God.
But no, I mean, I know you can, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going to do it once and they'll just be like, hey. That'd be crazy if they said that to a patron, though. Hey, what are you doing in this restaurant? He's like, I'm meeting my friends over there. All right. Just making sure.
Just this once. We need to check your papers.
But you find out that they're just doing it to literally everyone that walks in.
Yeah.
Like, we have a reservation.
Hey.
Okay.
But you're right. I did ask recently. It was like, sesh comedy.
Yeah.
The bathroom there's like, you have to they're around
It's like barbershop. You got to walk all the way through.
And so I went to the restaurant there and I asked, I was like, anyway, can you use the bathroom? And he's like, well, there's a bit of a line. And I was like, I wanted to be like, can I just be on the back of that line?
Yeah.
But I guess he was saying no. I don't know. So.
Were you asking because you're like, I'm a comic, I have to go up first because I have to go up first peeing so I can go up?
Oh, no, this is the restaurant across the street.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
No, I was only showing Sesh. I wasn't like.
Okay.
No. I thought you were asking if I was telling the restaurant. Like,
oh,
I'm first on the show across the street, which is a big priority of yours.
They were like, "Oh, well, don't let us stop you."
Out.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, people have different levels of confidence. Some people can't,
Yeah.
go into restaurants without asking to, bathroom.
It's once you get the rush. I'm a pretty goody, but I dated a guy who was very sneaky and would break into a lot. And then our big thing was we broke into Disneyland one time.
What?
The rush from that, I was like, I got the bug.
How do you break into Disneyland?
Do you guys want the story?
Yeah.
I'll make it short. Okay, so we were at a wedding.
She's
in
never
Anaheim.
told a short story in her life.
It's never
just
happened.
To be clear.
And 45 minutes later, the year 2021.
Yeah,
I'll make it short. All right, about 35 minutes. That's
It's a good one.
She's gonna be like, oh wait, I forgot a detail. I was wearing a blue shirt.
Okay, I'm gonna just set up this puppet show. So that's how I tell all my stories. So we were at a wedding in Anaheim. And I'm one of those weird Disney adults.
Yeah.
Don't have paraphernalia. Okay. So I was like, let's stop by Disney.
Then you're
and
not
see.
a Disney adult. Disney adults have to have paraphernalia.
That's true. I
you
don't have
don't
any.
even have to I love amusement parks, Universal Studios, Disney World.
Shirt.
Oh boy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's it. Oh yeah, that's the
It's
Toy
just
Story.
cool to go somewhere to be in another world.
No, but I love this kind of stuff. I love all kind of theme.
Star Wars. Have you fucked with Galaxy's
I'm
Edge?
excited to. Yeah,
Dude, it's very cool. Next level. The food
I
is
know.
cool. The production design is cool.
I've been
I'll
wanting
tell
to
you how
do
to
that.
sneak in.
Okay,
Yeah. So he went in first, and it was 6 p.m. And we're like, do they have any tickets? They didn't have any tickets. As I was standing in the ticket booth line, like a good girl, he was like, oh, my girlfriend's in there. Can I go in? My phone's dead. I'm really worried about her. She was right behind me. So you got to threaten them with something bad will happen to my girlfriend in Disneyland if I don't go in.
Wait, he's saying
there.
she got in.
He was like, she was right behind me. I left. I don't know where she is. Both of our phones are dead. It's 6 p.m. end of the day. Can I just go back in there and find her?
They wouldn't be like, can I have proof that you bought a ticket today?
Well, because the
did,
phone's
and
dead.
He sweet talks. Yeah, exactly. He's like, we were taking pictures all day. She has it. I don't know where she is.
That's brilliant.
So then he calls me and he's like, I'm in. And I'm like, well, I'm such a goody.
Yeah.
It's not. So
How do
I
you
don't
get
know.
in?
So I just wing it. I go in and I'm like, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And I'm like, I know I'm not going to get out of here on smarts. So I have to do it on hysterics.
And
so
you
I
can't
show
really
up.
be like, I'm the girlfriend. Because
I went in a different line and I went, my kids are in there and
My
my husband and my phone's dead and I really don't know where they are. And then I think I finished it with, I promise I'm not one of those weirdos that's trying to sneak into Disneyland at 6
God.
p.m.
Oh my God.
And I think they
were
saw
like, "You're
right
hot.
through it and they were
We'll
like,
let
I don't care. He
Yeah.
was like, it wasn't even oh, totally. It was just I fucking killed
I
me.
think they're like, your life seems really sad if you're sticking into Disney World. I don't. You don't need more.
Not
obstacles.
even Disney World, Disneyland.
I think Santa looked like you seem like you've had enough disappointment in your life.
Yeah, it was a pity let in.
You're like, they're like, you have kids, just
Did you
go.
really cry?
I can't really cry on command. I'm not that talented, but I definitely threw like a little bit of a hissy fit. Like I'm like a like about to faint on a sofa energy. Like,
When they let you
I
in,
just
were you a little
can't.
insulted? Were you like, really? You think I've
How
had
much?
kids?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. No, I think I ran off kind of like this, and then I stole someone else's baby to make it look real.
Wow, that's
how
awesome,
much,
though.
How much does it cost to get into Disneyland?
It's like $110.
Well, see, you did already get a deal. Like, if you had paid for it, you each only paid $55 then because he already got in for free. So
True.
even if you had to have paid, like, you could have just split your ticket.
It.
But
Well, they were
just-
sold out for the day, so it upped the ante. We had no fucking choice.
Oh,
Funny when
got
they
it.
sell out.
Got
I
it.
feel like did
Yeah.
it seem that crowded?
No, it was 2021, like mid-pandemic. It was so fucking crowded, and then they were like, "We have a cap on tickets," and I'm like, "This place is a jungle."
Right.
Yeah.
And then we did like 8 things in 5 hours.
I
because
did.
we were fucking
That's awesome.
nerds.
Maybe I'll try that.
Do it. Yeah.
My kids are in there, and my phone is dead.
And my girlfriend is dead.
My girlfriend's dead, and my kids are probably
Everybody's
dead.
dead.
Can I get the bodies?
They're on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
But also, like, I mean, what if they were like, see, this is my fear. What if they're like, all right, ma'am, we'll take you to an intercom. Oh no! Say your kids' names and to me. Like, what if that would have been my fear?
They take you to the intercom and they're like, go
What are you-
ahead, and you go,
What are your kids' names?
Jason!
Jason, wherever you are, come here. And then after like 2 hours, they're like, should we call the FBI?
I'm like, you know what? How do you get out of there? You're like, you know what? They're probably
There's
fine.
probably Disney police, like, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be like pedophiles all over.
They
that
call
place.
over. They call over the
Crawling
police.
with
There's
pedophiles.
gotta-
And you're
yeah.
like, oh no, this is not what I thought what it would be.
Honestly, if you're an adult in there and you don't have kids, you better be a pedophile. Otherwise, just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
right here,
just
right fucking here.
some old
Embarrassing.
18 and
Yeah,
over
if you're not fucking kids,
non-pedophile.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
what
God.
are you doing there?
Honestly, and you get the really dedicated pedophiles in there. They
Right.
want to travel and pay for parking and pay for entry. Otherwise, you just get like the playground pedophiles.
they really want to fuck a kid.
Yeah,
This is- and
quality
this-
loved
And
one.
you know what?
too.
This is the clip.
Yep.
Well, I will say
absolutely.
at that point, you're right though. If they're paying for parking and like going to, it's like almost like let them have a touch.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Say,
All right.
have you dealt with Anaheim?
This
Park?
is getting cut for sure. This is troubling.
it.
I was on a podcast.
You just got a couple. It's because you just got a couple stellar podcasts, stellar comics here. I'd say that as I'm joking about myself.
I was on a podcast yesterday. They were talking about Catch a Predator, which I like forgot that
That's a
show
thing?
was like allowed to exist.
Yeah.
Like it's just like an insane thing. And then they showed a couple clips of like not that but something else, and I'm like, these guys hosting it are just as bad, if not worse, than the pedophiles.
Sure.
They really are.
Probably
Yeah.
worse.
Worse because
They're like, wouldn't it be exciting to watch this like person who's committed crimes?
One guy was forcing this like old guy who like he was, I guess it was a setup where he's gonna fuck like a 14-year-old male prostitute. You know what I mean? Which is bad.
It's very bad. I'm
But it
glad.
wasn't like-
Record.
But at least he was, at least it was consensual. You know what I mean?
What? It's
I'm just
not.
saying,
it's
there's
not.
degrees.
There's not. It's
You
not
guys heard it
consensual
here
if
first.
someone is
Hot
a child.
Dad's pod.
But he's a prostitute.
It doesn't matter. He's 14.
All right, no, we gotta
What's
cut.
wrong with
I'm gonna
you?
do Bobby Lee. who gets
Oh
in
my
trouble on the
God.
podcast. No, of course it's awful.
This will be our Patreon content.
Of course it's awful, but like if of course it's awful, but not as bad as molesting your like nephew, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know that I think those.
He's
are-
already damaged goods. Who cares?
I agree. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God,
with
you're
you.
a monster.
I see no problem with your argument.
There's no 14-year-old prostitute
that's the
who
thing.
has not been molested already and has
Right.
come to that situation because someone is like not
Of course.
pimping them out.
Of course, but at that point.
At that point, they've made it a business,
Right.
So-
And then you want to support them.
No, it's obviously bad. But
Yeah.
the guy was like making him call his wife and like tell him everything
That's
on the phone.
fucked.
Which is hilarious.
That's incredible.
He like called the wife and she just started launching into a story. So there was actually like a problem because she She was like, yeah, today was good. I went to the grocery. And then the
I went to Disneyland.
pedophiles are like, you see why I fuck kids, right? And their stories are very quick. I went to the playground and I played with Bobby. It's a kid's story, you know? So she's like, we went to the grocery and then I got down here and then I went here and then they forgot the pants and the laundry. And they're all like, and then like the guy running it is like, we gotta
move this along.
And then finally I was like, all right, honey, shut up. Let me tell you about my
I'm a pedophile.
It's like I was meeting up with what I thought was an 18-year-old prostitute.
You mean 14-year-old?
But he turned out to be 14. And then the other guy takes the phone and he's like, ma'am, I want you to know he did not think he was 18. He knew he was 14. And she's like crying and
I'm cheating on you. I'm gay.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with a child.
Yeah. And she's like crying and I'm like, the guy running this is
a
worse.
monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that he's putting like her, you know what I mean?
Or he's terrible, like at the very least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's definitely terrible.
I think because it's not a compulsion. It's
Not
like
exactly.
It's like
That's what the
it's.
fuck I'm saying.
I don't know if I.
What the
I do
pedophile's
though.
doing
I
is
get
awful.
it. You're profiting off of multiple people's pain, including that 14-year-old.
But anyone with pedophile instincts,
There was no 14-year-old though. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
They fake it.
They're
They're not dangling actual children.
Here's the footage of him fucking the kid.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so terrible.
He didn't even want to. He said he wasn't really a pedophile, but we forced him to trap
You know
him
what?
in this.
I think we're gonna just cancel you on the podcast. That's the
But
easiest
what
way to
she's
get out
saying
of this.
is correct. Like that guy is
Absolutely. He's taking advantage
being
of everyone.
a pedophile is a curse.
Yes.
Which obviously, if you
Yes.
fuck kids, you're doing something horribly immoral. But you're still cursed to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Seriously.
guy-
You drew a bad card.
It's a horrible
That
compulsion.
guy
Yes.
ain't fucking cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just fucking. And
He's cursing.
He doesn't have a
Yeah.
sickness that made him start
Yeah,
a
exactly.
reality show where he entraps
Well, that wasn't a compulsion.
and ruined the
I gotta
lives.
start. I gotta beat Chris Hansen. And that's all I think about all day long, you know. But
Oh
like,
my
so
God.
he fucking, and then he's standing there. I'm like, that's what real evil is when you
Yeah.
say this guy's bad, so I can do whatever humiliating thing I want because I think I'm virtuous. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for
I
sure.
agree.
And on that note, can I ask you for some advice?
But I also do want to say, do you worry, before we get into the advice, I have a real quick question.
Yeah, of course.
Do
Yeah.
you worry, because you have quite a following, you've released specials, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you worry about getting canceled?
I'm not like big enough at all to get canceled.
Yet.
So I feel like cancel comes with like fame.
Yeah, okay.
I do remember I was like looking through my old tweets once
yeah.
to delete shit, which is funny because you have to just type in every horrible word.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I could get canceled for this alone.
Yeah.
Just control F on every
Yeah, and I remember there
problematic
were
word.
so many. I was like, it'd just be easier to just not be famous.
Yeah. That's a consolation prize. It's like, at least I don't have to skim my tweet.
I used to be worried a little. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like I have a good heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think most people do though,
yeah.
so I don't know
Yeah, that's true.
how comforting that is.
well, podcasts you get worried a little because it's like you're just saying whatever. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. I would
Like
say
this,
absolutely
We're
that
keeping
seems to be
all
the
of this
case.
because we're on the right side. Honestly, we're making sound logical
Oh
points
my
here.
god, Gracie, shut up.
Get into the advice question.
I was actually going to tweet something today, and I did delete it because I was like, well, I didn't know if it was that funny, but I'm like, I could get it.
Not worth it.
It was like a joke, but I was like,
Oh, it was a joke.
well, yeah, but I was like. I was just gonna tweet something like, I don't understand all these people who tweet out like horrible, sexist, transphobic, homophobic, like racist comments. Just text it to your friend like everyone else does.
I like that. Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
even
Just
that,
keep
I'm like,
it-
that's a joke. But I'm like,
But you could read that the wrong way.
yeah,
Yeah. Or
Technically,
someone
yeah.
would hack into your phone and
Right.
then leak all your. That's my biggest fear.
See,
it's
I
like
think that's bullshit.
someone hacking into your phone and then leaking your tweets that you, as a smart person, sends to another smart friend with
Yeah.
it's you
No,
both being horrible people in privacy.
Yeah.
I refuse to ever like judge someone based on their tweets.
yeah.
Ever. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like I mean, not tweets. I'm sorry.
Texts.
Messages.
Yeah.
I message people horrible stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where else are you going to do it? Just don't fucking tweet it.
You text me racist stuff all the time. That's
Without
true.
unprompted.
That's
He
why,
just
like,
wakes up.
Yeah.
People, whatever you think about Johnny Depp, but people try to give shit to Paul Bettany.
Who?
I don't know
friend,
enough
'cause Johnny
about
Depp
that.
like texted like, I'm gonna kill this. I gotta murder this woman, as a joke. And then Paul Bettany's like, yeah, get a hammer or whatever. I'm like, that's how friends talk. I don't know.
And that shows how horrible comedians are. That we're like, that's regular.
But like, if you're,
Well, it's also you never know how much someone's joke. If it was
Right.
Johnny Depp texting me that though,
he'd probably shoot
I'd be
himself.
like, you're for real. Like I should probably
maybe.
call. I mean, it depending on like some friends. If they did that, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, Johnny Depp is also a little weird. I think he was just joking, but he's so weird that like the joke was like, I want to fucking burn her.
It was
fuck her corpse or some shit. It's like you know. How he
Yeah.
is.
Oh my
But
God.
if you're a friend and your friend is like, God, my fucking ex, she's crazy. We should murder her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Be
just
like,
say,
yeah,
sure, I'll
LOL.
help, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to
We'll
be
do
like?
it.
That's not funny.
You yes and it.
On like a message. That's
Just
not funny.
Nice try.
Yeah, that's not funny. She's a human being. It's like you're just trying to text horrible shit.
And also, sometimes when you text horrible shit, not necessarily racist stuff, but like stuff where like, it's a hyperbole, like I'm going to kill her. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like you're getting out feelings of the thing that you're not going to do. You know what I mean? Like you're just venting.
Exactly.
You're just unloading.
I was thinking that with J.K. Rowling because she tweeted all that stuff and got in trouble. I'm like, I've texted way worse things.
Yeah, but she
But
also,
maybe
she
I was
doubled
joking.
down so
Yeah.
many times.
Well, she
like-
also tweeted it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. When you tweet something, you're also saying, I want people to know this.
Yes,
It's
100%.
like, it's different. It's like, when you text something, you're not really standing behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just being an asshole in your
Yeah.
privacy of your own home. Maria, do you love how we went from pedophilia to you're like, I'm going to do the advice question. We're like, no, really quickly, we're going to go to
How people don't deserve to be canceled for how they tweet.
or like racist and like
Yeah.
horrible texts.
I
Are
mean,
you
it's
absolutely
we're
loving
running the
this?
gamut, and there was like a quick bestiality mention at the beginning. So
For
there's,
sure.
like,
We're covering
nothing-
all of it.
I'm only worried about
Nothing
getting canceled by the
clippable.
left because I'm not like a right-wing guy.
Right.
So you don't. I don't
but
think
only-
they care about pedophilia.
Only. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's more of a right-wing thing.
Yeah, honestly.
That's a funny take. No, but okay, so my advice question.
Yes.
This is a little bit of an insular, like she doesn't know what I'm about to ask, but it's going to be really fun. It's a little bit of an insular like comedy thing.
Okay.
But do you think I should make an album? No, I'm just kidding. You're
The answer is always no.
Yeah,
but
let's
just for
not-
you specifically.
Yeah. No, do
I
you
support you.
think that it is a bad idea to date a comedian, another comedian? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, this is like an actual question you're like wondering about?
Maybe.
I mean, yes, but no.
It's
like
okay.
it's a general, like you and I have talked about like sleeping with comics before.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, like,
Because you're gonna have to see them again, like forever.
yeah, but you don't really see people as much as you think you do. I don't know. Well, I guess it depends on where. I mean, yeah, it does suck to have to see people again, but also like, I don't know. I'm the wrong person. I'm very amicable with all my exes.
Yeah, no, I am
nice.
too. There's
Yeah.
only like one ex that I'm not amicable with, and that's because he dumped me,
Right.
and I'm used to being the dumper.
Right. But like, would it be awful if you saw him?
Not anymore. It's been so long that it's just like whatever. If I saw him, like not to like, to be honest, like I'm doing a lot better than he is. Like he's kind of like fallen off. Gracie's giving me the hell yeah symbol of just like he's not cute anymore, and I'm still cute.
Yeah.
So I feel, even though, well,
So
maybe I make more money than he does now. Honestly, I'm not totally
Ooh,
sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
But
You got a pulse on his bank account?
I mean,
else
I
we
know
got?
what
We
his
got a
bank
FICO?
account.
Sounds like you've become really zen about the whole thing. He is losing on all four fronts that matter.
Spiritually, financially, sexually.
Sounds like you're really, just wishing.
I've
the best for him.
evolved.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It's like my I'm questioning you. I'm not stepping in as the father. I'm questioning you for more information. I think it depends if you're like, I have a crush on someone and they have a crush on me and we're mutually interested in each other and it seems
As opposed to non-consensual
as opposed
interest.
to like I'm just down to bang and maybe I'll start shopping around for comics.
Yeah.
You know, like I would say the first one carries
Who's
more
trying to
weight.
Like if
shop
you're looking
around
for a
for
relationship,
comics.
it's not as bad. because that's like
or if it's one specific
or sometimes
person who
it's
happens to be
or
a
sometimes
comic.
it is worse when you're looking for a relationship because it's like you can bang and then be chill about it. I think it's harder to be chill about it like if you went through a whole relationship together.
I think comics and dating a comic or non-comic both have equal amount of pros and cons. I mean, like,
Well, let's go through them.
comic is like,
They get it.
That you kind of know similar people. They
Same
understand.
direction.
Yeah, same direction. They understand like
What you're trying to get out
what
of
you're trying
life.
to do, and they also understand like you being on the road or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're probably funny.
You hope.
or interesting,
or
at
interesting,
least.
Yeah. But then I mean the problem is it's like you're stuck in this world. There's no
Yeah.
escape. Like with Kate.
Yeah. His girlfriend.
It's like, my girlfriend. It's like there's a other world I am in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good because it's like
What does she do?
she's a therapist
Okay, cool.
and she just
Match made in heaven.
She used to do stand up.
She used to do. She's like perfect because she like used to do stand-up.
She gets it.
Oh, that's kind
She
of great.
gets it,
yeah.
but now and she knows everyone or a lot
Yeah.
of people. But now she also like. It sucks dating a comic because you see your own narcissism reflected in someone else.
Yeah,
and
and
you
also
see how
you
annoying
can-
you are. They're just like, not enough people like my tweet, and you're like, ugh, this is how I talk.
Yeah.
We should both murder suicide right now, But
but also like you can feel like unfortunately you can feel like jealous of the other person too. Like
You
if
get
they
jealous?
get something that
like
you
Kate's very
didn't get.
supportive. She's like, oh, your Instagram went up, and like she watches my Instagram and stuff. Like she wouldn't do that if. Like,
She
she's
didn't
like,
love you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like supportive,
Yeah.
which helps. Yeah, the career shit can get awkward.
Yeah.
And a lot of times two comedians dating, it's kind of like a two narcissists
Clusterfuck.
Two narcissists having kind of like a power couple. It's like Hillary and Bill or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
That's
in partnership together, but we're not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not banging because
Yeah.
he's cheating on her, getting head from an intern.
But still with all of the connections to pedophiles. I'm sorry I
Exactly.
had to bring it back
And-
to that. We will not escape.
And don't forget a rape allegation as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
I will say, Joe Biden's allegation from Tara Reid is not looking great since I
don't know about this.
No, remember Tara Reid, that woman who
Yeah.
said Joe Biden like fingered her in the hallway?
Is it coming out again?
No,
No,
she just.
I just don't.
she
Do you mean
went-
Tara Reid, the actress?
No, how do you not know
No,
about this?
it
This is, like,
happened.
such a
It
big
happened
thing.
when he was
Sorry to
running.
embarrass you, but how do you not know? Well, she just left. She just fled to Russia.
Of all the places.
Yeah, so like clearly, like she was like having like
The most
Russian influence.
She fled to Russia, the most feminist forward country.
Yeah.
But no, she was crazy. But what was I saying?
She was grating.
Crazy.
Oh, crazy.
I mean, she really was. Like,
Yeah.
she got
Or is.
There it is, yeah. But so wait, what would I think? It also depends on the person. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think you shouldn't have a hard fast rule. I know there's a boring answer, but you shouldn't have a hard fast rule about like who you. It's hard enough to find someone you click with.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well,
Or
it's
the
more,
groin.
yeah,
Whatever.
or more just like it's hard to find someone that you like can click with on a bunch of levels, like narrowing it down to like.
Well, and and I think it's sometimes easier to do that with a comedian because again, like they get it, right? Like there's so many things you don't have to explain to them, like about
Right.
the life of doing comedy.
But I do think
Right.
it might be annoying just to like see them be like, "Can you like my tweet?" You know what I mean? Just
I've dated comics and I have never asked them to like my tweet.
Right.
It's
Or,
almost you might almost be like hyper aware of it
Right, that's
because
true.
also it's like I've never dated a comic and I don't really do that with my non-comedy people because I'm just worried it will make me look unattractive. to
Right.
them,
Yeah,
which it
totally.
would.
I've definitely like demanded that they like listen to the podcast or like share it with their friends or whatever. But
I do that with friends. I
That's-
abuse the fuck out of my friends.
Yeah.
I'm like this and comment on it.
but
right
but you mean
now.
not your significant others?
The problem with dating a comic too is everyone like will find out like information.
Yes,
Like that's very annoying.
yes.
I don't trust myself to do that. Like I've talked about my recent ex on this podcast, but no one really knows who they are and they're not a comic.
Well, if they're not
and
a
I've
comic, it's great,
Well, and
yeah.
I've talked about it in like kind of vague, hopefully not super petty terms, but I'm looking at Maria. Like petty on the pettiness scale. Where have I been?
Back in the day, like,
Medium.
Medium petty? I feel like it's died down though.
I don't care as much now.
You
but
just
back in the
haven't mentioned
day,
them
I
in a
could
while.
never like. I would never like. I was too afraid to like date a comic.
Yeah.
Until
I mean, it happened a couple times, but like, back in the day, if it was like when I moved here, it's like if I like had a one night stand with a comic, and then like let's say I like come early, I'm like, great, half a pint. I'm just gonna know that now.
That's what I'm saying. Is for me, it's the sex knowledge.
Yeah.
It's like I do certain things, and I'm sure they do, and then like I'm gonna see them at a show, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, daddy," like, nah.
But it's actually worse as men because women are way more open about sexual stuff.
Yeah, that's
men
true.
are actually gentlemanly and discreet.
And we are
and you're just like, his penis is this size, he lasted this long, and all that bullshit. So it's a lot of pressure. I don't know hardly any sexual details from my male friends. And I have female friends, and I know everything about everyone.
Yeah.
Sure, I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true for sure.
Sex in the City ruined it for men.
So yeah.
So your answer is like do whatever.
If you're a male, don't date her. If you have a female, if you're a woman, you have nothing to worry about because if you're bad in bed, men are cool and they don't tell everyone.
They're still excited. They're still excited that they got to have sex with you.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. There's good things about comedy. I was just afraid to always.
Yeah, that's funny. I would never
fear.
think of that of like the fear of it like that.
Well, it is like
never occurred to me.
Everyone just finds out.
Well, I guess I did have fears up front because like when I first started comedy, like I had sex with a dude that was like very far along in his career, not like Chris Rock, just to be clear. I'm like just Dave Chappelle. Like my first week doing stand up, Dave Chappelle, friend of the pod, and you should have seen the look. You were like, really? And he stupidly like told a couple of people, and one of them was like it was Rory Scovel, not who I slept with, but like one of this guy's friends. Okay. And he told him, and I was like, can you not tell like my comedy idols that like me as a first year comedian, like and like I'm sleeping with you, like that makes me look terrible
because having sex with you is terrible.
The worst.
Not a good sign when a woman doesn't want.
Yeah,
I had that in college. A girl who I lost my virginity to. She was like, "Can you not tell anyone?" That's not a good sign.
Oh my god!
I'm like, why?
That's when you find out.
You're so proud of this. That
you want all the credit. You want to be the one to announce it to the world
because you want everyone to know for sure.
But yeah, no, it is like if Kate, like me and Kate have such intimate like sexual stuff that if she left, I'd have to kill her.
Yeah. Can I get a hammer?
And what are those things, Raanan? Tell us now. Yeah, give us all the details.
No, just role playing and stuff like that.
For sure.
I'm trying to remember.
It's funny when you're in a sexual relationship with someone and eventually you're like, are we weird or is this what everyone's doing?
Yeah, there's.
I think once you hit a certain age, though, like if you hit your 30s, like I have a friend who's only like 4 years younger, and she texts me, she's like, oh my god, I'm hooking up with this guy, we're doing this and this, and I was like, oh yeah, I remembered when
doing that stuff.
It's like my late 20s, you get into some weird territory, and then by the time you're in your 30s, you're like, we're all just nuts, right?
Yeah, Noah Savage has a great joke about friend of the pod.
Savage,
he's married to a comic, Alyssa Wolf. And he's like, when we role play, he was like, hey, I'm a plumber. And then she goes, I'm a plumber too. And he was like, no, you can't be a plumber. I'm the plumber. Like, you have to be the one who needs the plumber.
Two plumbers fucking in the break room. There's like a power struggle because you're both vying for a promotion at work.
Yeah, who's the plumber?
I'm fixing this bitch's apartment. No, I am.
Fuck me for it, okay? She puts you over the toilet, takes you from behind.
But I do think that's funny. Like, I like the idea. Like, I really enjoy laughing in bed. Like, people
You've mentioned that before. It makes me question.
What do you mean, laughing after sex or during it?
No, like during it, like jokes between you and the person that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's fun, and
like during penetration.
Yeah, I think people are either into it. I mean, it's not necessarily during penetration, but just during the experience.
Yeah,
the experience. But like,
some guys are into it. Some guys are weirdly not into putting their penis in a woman and having her laugh.
Like, oh, sorry, that tickles.
That is though, like where their like insecurity is, and it's like, but weird.
You just laugh. Is that all you got?
But we're like objectively saying something something funny to each other, like
No,
or
that's
whatever.
fun.
So like
Yeah.
that shouldn't be something that you feel negative about. Like,
Yeah, I guess I don't have much of the
If they're both in on it.
Yeah, no, that's fun. I don't really have as much of that, but yeah, it seems fun.
I might have a last minute. Might have a quick, depending on how we're doing on time. I might have a quick fatherly advice podcast.
go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this was not on the agenda.
Oh, wow.
This is just really
Crazy.
Yeah.
Something unplanned on a podcast.
I got a message from a 14-year-old prostitute. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
boy.
I
Good
keep
God.
I'm gonna keep bringing it
gotta
up
stop.
just for you.
Gotta
Okay,
stop,
all right.
Or we're never gonna get a clip out of this.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna make this in general terms. Okay, so I'm kind of finding. All right, this is like I'm not even giving a time frame or whatever. But what do you do if you click with someone intellectually and personality wise, but you're worried that
But they have a stump for a leg.
that's not a problem. No, but if the sex maybe like you hooked up once and it wasn't great and you're worried it might not be again, like is there a middle ground between
Well, you have to give it a.
you have to give it a
give it-
moment?
give it a fucking go.
You gotta get to know each other's bodies.
I'd say at least like a month. if not
Yeah.
more. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I mean-
I agree.
if it's a one-time thing and there's a lot of like
One-time
alcohol
thing.
involved.
No,
yeah,
no,
you
no,
can't
no.
count that.
But it's like the banter and
It takes me like four
words and stuff.
It takes
are
me
there.
4 times to get like.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's all
for
about
sure.
like being open to.
Yeah, no, you can't go based on like I don't know. That's
Yeah.
only in movies do people have good sex the first time.
yeah,
I mean, I have, but
True.
it's always been with like. So here's my issue: is
it's always with bad people.
it's always with horrible, unhinged
yeah.
people
If
that I'm like,
someone's
I
like-
can't wait for you to leave, but that was amazing.
Yeah, those
Like,
people
get-
are psychos. Yeah,
Right, where it's like it's way easier. It's
because
way
those people have no emotion involved.
or like they're just like rotten people,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's why you're so good at this is because you're like, there's
yeah,
like
they're
a part of-
psychos. Yeah,
right. Whereas like if you meet someone who's nice and you have good conversation,
Good
and
people
there's,
get
like, some-
nervous.
right? And then it's like, okay, but are you teachable? I think Caitlin Palufo has a great joke. Like, is he like
coachable.
is he coachable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something. I mean, you definitely not the first try. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
That's-
Okay. That
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a Maria thing to say. I feel like
I
Maria
just-
thing would say to be like, if they're not fucking
No,
making you come 9
no.
times.
No, absolutely not. Like you, I appreciate that. That's what you think of me.
Yeah.
I guess, but
I think you're just coming all over this town.
I think I think you I mean it's such a like hilarious way to put it, and it's because like one of the most recent guys I slept with put it this way, and he's like a real like softie, but he's like, we're still getting to know each other's bodies, but it's just like a true thing. Like
Andrea is making a
just vomiting, just like fake, just like
good.
fading vomit.
I just think it's like, yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel
give
like
it a-
I feel like real good sex doesn't happen until like the pressure's off a little.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I
also
mean?
that I'm
It's like
so
we're
used
performing
to
at a
dealing.
new place or something. You know.
Sure, yeah.
You want to feel like it's your home club, and
Yeah,
then
and you're also
and then
gonna
the good
play.
sex happens.
You're gonna play
home
it
club.
safe. It's the
Yeah.
exact same thing where it's like a new city or new club. You're gonna do your safe,
Yeah.
like
Safe 20 or whatever.
yeah, whatever minutes, safe 2 minutes, okay, and then
Safe 2.5. if
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's all. I mean, I don't know. I'm at the age where if like I have sex, I might not necessarily be able to come a second time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know
Or
what I
even
mean?
the first time.
Or
Like you
even the
can
fir-
be
yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you could be really like I find with men, and I'm not judgmental of this, but I am but I'm not, is like sometimes like like men are really nervous and they can't necessarily get it up like the first time because they're like so excited that
think
it's
that's
just
you.
kind of like a
That's well,
sensory.
no, it's true. That's why
overwhelming.
I always take when I'm dating. I'll take Blue Chew in the beginning, and
Blue
then weed
Chew?
my way off of that. If
What's
it's a-
Blue Chew?
It's like a Viagra type thing, but then I'll fuck pretty well first time.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of this, Andrew.
I always do it the
her
first
boyfriend
couple
did it.
times just to like
Calm
to, like-
yourself.
Seal the
or
deal?
get it.
just to have like, because if I have like a
backup.
good sexual experiences a couple times, if I've already like proved that I can fuck okay,
Yeah.
then the pressure's off,
Sure.
Oh,
and
that's
then I
smart.
slowly wean off of it. Yeah.
Slowly.
I mean,
you're just
I-
taking it all day long.
No, I take it
you're
like
just,
for the first like couple of weeks.
You're just like hard, like
Yeah.
constantly. Like,
Blue
Just ready.
Chew keeps me from like coming early or not getting it up.
Okay, and
Okay.
I've never heard of it. Is it this one of the bodega drugs or like where
No,
you
you
get
order
poppers?
it. Yeah, you order it
Okay.
online. Yeah.
Never heard of it ever. I mean, obviously I know what Viagra and Cialis are, but I've never heard of Blue
Yeah.
Chew. And this is you get a prescription for it, or this is just something
No,
you
you
get
just
on
order
Amazon?
it. Yeah,
That's
or
wild.
BlueChew.com. Yeah.
BlueChew.com, our new
sponsor.
Because when you're having sex
sponsor.
with someone in the beginning, you're too excited. It's too
That's
much
what
pressure.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also I think why
Eventually the excitement
women-
fades, and then you have
then
no
you're
problem coming early.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then I try not to come at all.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is like it's like you get so used to dating in Brooklyn where everyone's just like, what are you into? What are you about? Blah 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 blah. And it's just a kink. And then you meet someone. If you meet someone who's like a little more buttoned up, then you're like, oh, okay, all right. Like, what's the you're like, should I be more cautious about this? How can I broach this topic? Like, anyway, that's.
I mean, I used to think I had
too.
like serious like premature ejaculation,
Yeah.
but I think I was just having like one night
fun time.
stands and
Yeah.
not like pursuing it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I have like porn level sex. It's like
Hell
a year
yeah.
All right.
We love
Good for
that's
you.
relationship sex when you're in like the good swing of things. It's how long have you guys been together?
in. Year.
That's like the
Yeah.
That's
right
prime.
in there.
That's
like
prime.
a year
Nobody's bored yet.
where
you know
you
what I mean?
figured out each
Yes.
other's bodies.
learn each other.
Basically,
right.
basically psychologically, I think for a man, at least for me, I could be projecting, but like, I mean, I'm sure I am, but for me, sex, I'm not comfortable having sex unless I know that if I did have a problem, it wouldn't have any effect on our relationship.
There wouldn't be any negative reception.
So
of it.
the first couple times, there's a lot of pressure, and that pressure is what causes it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Well, it's like think about how in your head you get as a woman, and now
Yeah.
think about if that anxiety determined whether sex would happen or not.
Right, exactly.
That like you can, because if you're anxious, you can just kind of like fake it or write it out or perform or whatever. But like that pressure on a guy,
and that's why women like have a hard time coming, like especially the first few times or the entire relationship.
Yeah, I know.
Is we're just nervous all the time. No,
Yeah.
but, like we're also like overstimulated. Like
Yeah, of
we're
course.
also like, oh my god, like we're having sex.
Do you fake it a lot or no?
Every time,
You probably
never.
don't. You don't fake, yeah.
I don't like.
You're one of those feminists who
I mean, I used
just
to
like you to make me come. Are you saying you fake all the
Same.
time?
Andrew, you don't strike me as a faker.
your boyfriend.
I
when I
fake
was
it all
like-
the time too.
I knew you don't
think
fake it
there's a
all the time. You know
problem.
why? Because you're mean.
I'm so tired of men telling me that I'm mean. Like Nathan McIntosh told me I was mean yesterday,
we
and I
gotta
was
have
like,
him on.
"How dare you, Nathan McIntosh? You're the most aggressive person I've ever met in my
Truly does not
entire
use
life."
a microphone.
I walked into the club, and he was standing next to the green room, at least 30 feet away from me, and he was like, "Get over here. I got a question for you." That's how he greeted me. And then he had the audacity to tell me that I'm mean. I was like,
Fellow
that's
Canadian,
crazy.
very abrasive for a Canadian.
That's a crazy thing to say, that I'm mean. No, but like I would never like make a dude feel bad about the fact that like he can't
Yeah.
make me come, because at the end of the day, like I have to get into the
Yeah.
mind
Right.
space where I can do that. But
You're just like, you didn't do it.
yeah, well, and I can do it to myself while we're
Sure,
like
yeah.
having sex, and that's my preference. Like,
Yeah.
and it takes the pressure off of them that like they get to see me having a good time and they get to be a part of the experience. You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
So that's the whole thing there. But I used to fake it like in my early 20s, and then I was like, I don't see the point in faking it. Like, I'm not gonna make any effort to make them feel bad about it. So
Yeah.
like, and then when I figured out how to not be so nervous having sex, that like I could make myself come, or I could like get into a place where like if they go down on me that like I could come, then it's like, well, if it doesn't happen, like that's okay. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
hilarious that this began as fatherly advice. Like that was a question. Like, yeah, he'll make you come.
should
eventually.
fake
No, keep on going.
Okay, well that's probably a good time to pivot into our next section, which is, do you have any advice for staying hot?
Staying hot. Yeah. When you brought this up, you're like, it doesn't have to be physically hot,
No.
but can I choose physically hot?
Of course you can.
Yes.
Of course you can.
No. So what are the options?
physically hot, spiritually hot, mentally hot, emotionally hot,
and that's just like good,
financially hot. Like just
that's like good.
Just a maintenance of what's already going well for you.
Right.
So like you were talking about going to a trainer, for example, right?
Yeah.
And like that can be a thing that
I can't have a clip be like Raanan gives advice about weight training.
Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want, girl.
Every time I say I have a
Live
trainer,
free.
I have to immediately be like, it's very recent.
Come on.
It's like 3 weeks ago. I don't know. Maybe
He's waiting outside. It's our first session.
Is it creatively hot?
Absolutely.
That we haven't had in a while, if ever.
We're
So go for it.
I think with stand up, I think a lot of people like they don't write. They get they have kind of the same material a lot.
Yeah.
And I always say I think like if you record your shit,
Yeah.
that's the best motivation for writing new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you want it to be good.
Seriously.
But like if you record it, yeah, because then when you record something, you don't get as much satisfaction doing it
Over and over again.
Because you don't want to find out. Like,
That makes one of us.
Yeah. You don't want to find out like new tags on a joke you've already like shown. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah.
And there is something about recording something that to me that's the biggest motivator. So I don't know.
Sure.
That's comedy advice. If
That's
you're
okay.
ever like being like, oh, because sometimes people they're like, I don't write enough. I want to write more. And I'm like, but I totally get not writing more if you haven't recorded it. Why
Yeah.
write more? Why let something rot that you haven't put out yet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my
I think
creative
that's
advice.
I think that's great advice. I like it.
Yeah.
I resent it 100%, but
Yeah.
I like it.
And to be clear, you're talking about recording like
A set.
right, like recording
Like
an
an
entire
album or a
album, not
special
like
or-
recording. Well, also it's like that is broader creative advice too, because
Yeah.
whether you're making any body of work, it's
course,
like make this into a curated body of work so you can look at everything together.
Otherwise, you're just kind of like circling,
Oof, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hard one. Maria and I both
That
have the
hits-
exact same
That hits real hard for
advice.
sure.
No,
No, that's why it's good advice, right?
Well, I mean, I do think you should look at like artistic stuff like a journey, like where you're trying to like achieve something and then moving on to the next thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah.
That's amazing. That's what we wanted out of you. We'd like you to leave now. So.
And as for physically hot, you'll just never get to my level. So it's not even. I can't
Fair
even
enough.
give advice.
Fair enough. I respect that. But no, thank you so much for doing the pod.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
You're
Absolutely.
awesome.
Raanan
Genuinely
Hershberg.
one of my favorites.
Oh,
one of
thank
my
you.
I've sent
Without
your
a doubt.
clips to like multiple people
Oh,
and
nice.
I feel like I just don't even do that.
Yeah.
Thank
she
you. I
sends
really
the clips
appreciate it.
and she's
Yeah.
like, "This guy sucks."
Yeah. Can you believe this hat?
Yeah, I feel like I only send clips if it's to be like, look how horrible they are.
Do you do the insight like whenever you look at your insights and then you see how many things have been
I don't-
messaged? I was
don't-
like, how many
look
of
at
these are
those.
comics talking shit?
Oh,
Right.
And like I'm
never-
just like fucking. I'm
never
not
thought
even
about
gonna
it
think
until you
about
just
it.
said that.
Yeah.
So
oh
I'll keep
yeah.
that
Now
in
you're
mind
gonna.
when I hate
I'm
myself.
terrified of like someone sending me a clip accidentally that they meant for someone else.
Yeah.
Because I knew that.
Every time,
Yeah.
that was
every
to
time
talk shit,
someone,
Yeah.
every time someone does that to me, where they're like, "Oh my god, can you believe this?" Like it hasn't happened a lot, but I'm like, that's really mean because I'm like, I know,
scared.
I'm like, know that someone's doing
You're
that about
scared
me,
that it's
and I'm
happening
like,
to you.
fuck, I know it's fucking happening.
Yeah.
I think it only happens if something like gets like really like viral and it's like
Yeah.
bad. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. No.
So
totally.
you're good. No,
You're set.
Just keep those numbers low, baby. You will be.
if something like really
protected.
like
pops off,
and it
Yeah.
sucks, you
Yeah.
need a little jealousy.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
the thing can be
Hone-
bad, but you need a little jealousy.
Honestly, like and that proves that it's like doing well. Like
Yeah.
when people come out of the woodwork to be like, "Fuck that." You
I know.
what I mean?
I guess like you said.
I got called a whore this morning. First thing. My clip
Really?
is doing well.
I
yeah.
thought that.
Not a
that's-
comic,
I
but
thought
I
that
said they said I was
they
gonna
get rid of like comments.
No, well they put a like an umlaut over the O, so
Yeah.
I think it filtered it out. But they said I'm a
hilarious.
whore and I'm gonna burn in eternal hell or
hell
something,
yeah,
hellfire.
But that shit's good for the algorithm.
It is. It really is. Yeah,
It is. That-
Women
I used to
sometimes
like
get a boost because so many guys will be like, women aren't funny in the comments.
Yeah,
And then people
then
come to
just
your
like-
rescue,
I
and
like
then
to-
you're like,
well,
And
I
then,
also
like,
like to
yeah.
reply and say thanks so much for boosting me in the algorithm. It
Yeah.
drives them up
Yeah,
the fucking wall.
yeah.
You know. But the thing I do now, I've said this before, is like I'll just heartily agree with them, and then they disappear because they're like, oh, she's not mad,
Yeah.
Right?
Because they want you to get upset. You know what I mean?
It depends on what they're mean about. I mean, like horror is fine. I mean, like that's like who cares? Because like that's like they're like a religious person.
Yeah,
So
or probably like an incel doing a bit, you know, like they're not religious, but they're like, haha.
Even anti-Semitism, like I'd rather people be anti-Semitic than like say call me fat.
or like you're not funny or something.
Yeah, you're not funny hurts.
Yeah.
Fat hurts the most.
Yeah.
You're not funny right after that.
The you're not funny never hurts me because like they're wrong. No.
Right.
But because like it's like I'll go and look at their profile and be like, I hope I'm not funny to you.
It's always if you look at the profile, it's always just like a picture of a American flag, negative 18 followers, no posts, like no posts.
They've lost them.
This is a perfect outro.
All right.
Because where you can find me
trolls.
and my American flag at Save Gracie Canaan.
And where can they find you, Raanan?
Raanan Comedy, Raanan Comedy, and check out my special Joke from the Underground.
Oh,
on
awesome.
YouTube.
Yes, check that out.
It's hilarious.
And I'm Maria Heinegg, MariaHeinegg. And also shout out to our producer, Andrea Allen.
What up, Andrea?
Amazing.
You can check out her two podcasts, Dog Pig and Respectfully, which is just talking shit about various groups of people.
I love it.
You know, like
Various marginalized communities.
like ethical non-monogamous,
Yeah.
not like black people.
Andrea is loving this endorsement
she's like,
right
"Thanks
now.
so much for the plug, Maria Heinegg. Yeah, you bitch.
Guys, this has been a Hot Dads Podcast. Thank you.